June 11th, 2026. Real Madrid publish a statement that breaks football's internet. Jose Mourinho, head coach until 2029, 13 years after he left the Bernabeu, at war with his own dressing room, the most demanding club on earth, has gone back to a 63-year-old the modern game had already buried. The charge sheet is long. 4 clubs, 4 exits, 1 major trophy since 2017. And it was the Conference League. The football world says he's finished. Yesterday's man. A museum piece. So today, we put the special one on trial. The charge. Jose Mourinho is finished. Court is in session. The prosecution goes first. And the prosecution has receipts. December 2018. Manchester United sack him, with the team 19 points off the top of the table, a squad in open revolt, a club exhausted by him. April 2021. Tottenham sack him 6 days before the League Cup final. 6 days. They would rather face a final without a manager than with him. Rome gave him love, a European trophy, and then, in January 2024, showed him the door with the club sitting 9th. And Istanbul? Istanbul gave the prosecution its greatest hits. He grabbed a rival coach by the nose. He was banned for accusing an entire country's referees. He pretended to fall asleep in a press conference. Then, in August 2025, Fenerbahce sacked him 2 days after a 1-0 defeat in Lisbon knocked them out of Champions League qualifying. 4 clubs, 7 years, 1 major trophy. The game, says the prosecution, evolved, pressing, positional play, coaches half his age, and left Jose Mourinho standing still. On this evidence, the court has no choice. Verdict, point to the doubters. But every trial hears the defense. And the defense doesn't argue. It points at silverware. Porto, 2004. A Portuguese outsider knocks Manchester United out at Old Trafford, sprints down the touchline like a madman, and weeks later lifts the Champions League with a squad worth less than a single Galactico. Chelsea that same summer. I am not one of the bottle. I think I am a special one. Then he proves it. Back-to-back Premier League titles, 95 points, 15 goals conceded in a season. 2 decades later, both records still stand. Inter, 2010. 10 men at the Camp Nou. Guardiola's greatest Barcelona hammering the door for 90 minutes. The door holds. Inter win the treble, and Mourinho becomes one of the only managers in history to win the Champions League with 2 clubs nobody picked. This is not nostalgia. It is engraved metal. Verdict, Mourinho. Now the court examines the scene of the crime. Because he's been here before. 2010, Madrid hire Mourinho for 1 job. Kill the greatest Barcelona side ever assembled. And in 2012, he does it. 100 points. 121 goals, numbers no Spanish champion had ever touched. But look at the cost. A finger in the eye of Tito Villanova during a Camp Nou brawl. Open war with the Spanish press. Open war with Iker Casillas, his own captain, the saint of the Bernabeu. By 2013, the dressing room was ash. Mourinho called it the worst season of his career, and walked. He won the war with Barcelona. He lost the peace with everyone else. The court records the title. The court also records the wreckage. Verdict, Mourinho with an asterisk. And here is where the story bends. The club that got him sacked in Istanbul? Benfica. The club where Jose Mourinho's coaching life began in the year 2000. 3 weeks after Fenerbahce fired him for losing to Benfica, Benfica hired him. Full circle, drawn in 3 weeks. And in Lisbon, he produced one of the strangest seasons in modern football, an entire league campaign without a single defeat and a third-place finish. Unbeaten and beaten. Too many draws. The critics called it the most Mourinho thing imaginable. But 600 kilometers away, nobody in Madrid was laughing. Xabi Alonso, the chosen one, the club legend, sacked after 233 days, the morning after losing a cup final to Barcelona. A caretaker holding the wheel, a dressing room at war with itself, 2 full years without a major trophy. Florentino Perez looked at every option on the market, and then he dialed a number he deleted 13 years ago. Verdict: Mourinho. August 22nd, 2026. Espanyol away. The first competitive whistle of Mourinho's second Madrid reign. 4 days later, the Bernabeu, the ground that once turned on him, opens its doors to him again. He is 63. The game insists it has passed him by. But this courtroom's scoreboard says the doubters have been wrong before, and more than once. The only verdict that matters hasn't been written yet. It gets written this season, in Madrid. So the court adjourns, until May. What's your verdict? Is the special one back, or is this the final act? Drop it in the comments, and if you want to be in the room when this court reconvenes, subscribe.